This is the split stance alternating hamstring and hip flexor stretch. Split stance is just a lunge stance. I want you to make sure that both toes are pointed straight forward, so that back ankle is pointed straight up towards the sky instead of angled out like that, all right? And then you're gonna push your hips back and up. Try to touch your toe, you'll feel a stretch in your hamstring. And then under control, drive your hips down and forward and reach for the sky. You'll get a stretch on that back leg hip flexor. Back. For the world's greatest stretch, you're gonna take a knee, put your hand on the ground, and now I want you to raise that back leg up, straighten that knee, squeeze the glutes to push the hips towards the ground. Hand closest to the front knee is going to drive towards the ground, and then you're going to rotate and reach as high as you can for the sky. Going back and forth. That's the world's greatest stretch. Calf raises from a heels up squat position. So squat position, slightly more narrow stance than normal. So your heels are going to be just off of the ground. And then without extending your knee, you're just going to do a calf raise up and down. Feeling a stretch at the bottom and going up all the way to the top on your toes. Squat to extend. You're going to start down at a full depth squat. Grab your feet so that your arms are in between your knees. You're going to push your hips as high as you can for a hamstring stretch. And then pull yourself down into the ground with your arms and your hands grabbing your feet and do a full depth squat position. Trying to keep the back arched. Back and forth. 90-90 trunk raise for some glute activation on this front leg. So both knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, and then you're gonna, no hands, lean over your front leg and then push into the ground with your foot and your knee, squeeze your glute to come back up. Now we're gonna bring it around town from a 90-90 hip position, all right? So both knees bend at a 90-degree angle. You're gonna pick up your back leg with no hands, bring it around so that there's toe up, and then bring it back to the start position, but keep it off of the ground the whole time. Trying to be nice and upright with my torso as I can be. Trunk rotation from a single leg over position. Lie on your back, bring one knee over, touch it to the ground, and then the hand is gonna rotate around, and you're gonna try to rotate your spine as much as you can. Got a great back crack on that one. Back and forth. Keeping the knee on the ground the whole time. The duck walk is gonna be a difficult one. Right? But from this heels up squat position, you're gonna try to just walk forward under control as best you can from a nice full depth range of motion so that your ankles are getting a good stretch.